This week on League of Extraordinary Nigerians, we recognize the power of one. The power of one individual to mobilize many towards achieving a greater good. Completing 5 out of 9 projects he set out to develop as a National Youth Corps member, Samuel Omaka brought development like never before seen to Ndeji community in Eju local government area of Kwara State. This week, League of Extraordinary Nigerians recognizes Samuel Omaka, an exceptional Nigerian living a life of purpose for the good of humanity. From Sabongeri Ndeji, Edu, local government area of Kwara State, I'm Onyi Sunday, and this is League of Extraordinary Nigerians. Posted to Ndeji community under Edu local government area in Kwara State, Samuel spent the first 5 months observing the community that would be his home during service.
I started needs assessment, going around to know the situation of the people. Even if you don't look too much well, you still see a lot of situations that are really worst.
Samuel identified several issues that had to be addressed, 9 in number. Time and resources would only allow for the execution of 5 projects. A suicide prevention campaign, school uniforms for primary school children, construction of a borehole, sensitization on SDGs, and the provision of classroom furniture.
Then I also planned providing water filter for primary schools and secondary schools along in this local government, because you see that most of the schools don't have access to clean water.
Using his phone and skill as a graphic designer, Sam successfully accomplished his mission to bring development to Ndeji community in 5 months without spending his monthly allowance. Most notable of his achievements is the provision of a borehole in a settlement called Sabongeri Ndeji community. For a long time, over 200 residents in this community drank, cooked, and washed with water from this pit.
I went there, took pictures, and I sent them online on Twitter. So the first tweet I made was that I have taken it upon myself to see how Sabongeri Ndeji will have access to clean water. And I displayed the bad water there. So I began to do it daily, tweet the same thing daily, over 1 week or so, before the world largest lesson coordinator in Kwara State, who we are in the same SDG WhatsApp group, he contacted me, he saw it and contacted me and said, "Guy, let's come and talk about this your project. Let's see how it can become a reality, because doing it alone, I will not be able to achieve it."
So when he came, and I told him that we need to put human angle, like us telling story about the community, so that when people hear the story telling of the community, it can now bring maybe empathy and help to the community.
Leveraging on the power of social media, the solution to Sabongeri Ndeji's water problem came not from the government, but from an anonymous donor in Kaduna State.
There are several cases of cholera and typhoid and even measles endemic in that area. I have to go to General Hospital for intervention, of which they came, and I know it is the problem of water that caused all these things. So taking this project to succeed like this, sincerely it has helped the community.
While Sam was assigned to teach in Etsu Sadu Secondary School in Ndeji community, he noticed a primary school nearby had no furniture. The children sit on the bare floor to learn.
These are people who don't have interest in education. Now, for those who have at all, who come, how can they come to school and they sit on the floor? How encouraging will it be?
By posting these pictures on social media and calling it the Hope Project, Samuel began a mission to sit 100 school children in class. He succeeded in sitting 32.
It encourages even their juniors to come and sit down to taste the comfortables of how the comfortables of the chairs is.
The Hope Project was much more than getting children off the floor.
I began to make findings on the cost of making uniform, and so that it was something as little as 1,200 naira to 1,300 naira.
While Samuel is appreciated for executing tangible projects in his community, Ndeji's chief imam, Abubakar Idris, says his suicide prevention campaign was needed in Ndeji.
Because there are some cases of Gamalin 20, some kids went ahead to drink it. And even these herbicides we use in farming, we have had incidences of that. Kids do not take it and swallow, as even they are drinking water, and that even resulted to suicide cases. Some of them died, some of them were revived in the hospital. So the incidence is common here also.
Sam isn't your regular corps member. A mentee to a humanitarian, a staff in his university, Sam learns the art of identifying and solving problems in rural communities. He believes that with the right network, every problem is surmountable.
I was an advocate, advocating for people who need solutions, and I was facilitating for it to happen. And people made donations, and I was able to achieve it.
With his National Youth Service year over, Samuel looks forward to job opportunities while building a business as a software developer. Sam could have sought opportunities in the city or sought deployments to companies that would develop his training as a computer science engineer. Instead, he chose to bring development to an abandoned community in Nigeria. This makes him our Extraordinary Nigerian of the Week. And that's it on another interesting episode of League of Extraordinary Nigerians. I'm Onyi Sunday. Sam, take a bow. You served your country well.
Remove others!